Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, I'd like to cover some of the aspects of building a team tonight. It comes from a canned module that's in Toastmasters International. It's out of the successful Leadership Excellence Series. And I basically have a script, but I've added some material that I have used in other presentations in the past. And I'm going to share some of that. Have you been asked to do more with less? Work smarter, not harder? Were you downsized? Did they re-engineer you 4 years ago and they're still re-engineering you now? There's probably never been a better time for a team than now. You can't get it done by yourself. No one is talented enough to replace a group of dedicated, motivated team members. Effective leaders provide missions, visions, values, goals, and plans. Effective leaders motivate by providing feedback, support, recognition, and resolving conflict. And each of you has a presentation in front of you if you'd like to follow. A team is a group of people who work together to accomplish specific common goals. They share responsibility for their task and depend upon one another to achieve them. Members have a variety of knowledge. We all do. And what's important is that you select that knowledge that you need for your team. A good leader already knows what their vision is. He already knows what the goal is, what he wants to accomplish, what she wants to accomplish. And so what you do is you look out at your audience and you pick people that will meet your requirements. Do we want all the same type of person? You've got to have diversity. I believe if you mix people that are creative with people that are analytical, people that are smart, with people that are a little bit challenged, male, female, you get a perspective of the way they see life. And you can use that perspective at being a successful team. There is no I in team. It's not the individual. It's the team. If the team is successful, all the I's will be successful. You must empower your team. Don't just give them an assignment and then hold their hand while they do it. If you're going to actually give them a job, let them perform. My biggest failure in team building was I didn't get buy-in one time. And if you don't get buy-in to your team, you're not going to be a very successful leader. You've got to encourage them and communicate with them and actually listen to their ideas before you set your goals. I'm not saying that you can't come up with those goals yourself, but you can ask your team how they can implement. Do they have anything to add? And they can add those thoughts to your statement. A well-working team will get improved performance. And that's what every employer wants. When organizing your team, You select members based on their knowledge, based on their understanding of what you're trying to accomplish, based on their skill sets. What do they do well already? Ask them to be part of your team. Review your goals and get buy-in from your individual workers. Establish parameters. If you're going to get a team and you're going to get various people to come in, you have to set rules. We're all going to be cordial. We're not going to have one person speaking while another person's speaking. You might set rules like that. You might suggest that everybody in this team has strength. Accept them for that. Those might be the rules that you set. When you develop a plan, it has to be realistic. I could give you an idea that I want to go to the moon tonight. That's not very realistic. I don't care how smart the team is. I don't care how knowledgeable they are. We can't go to the moon tonight. Maybe tomorrow, but not tonight. So the task has to be realistic. When you assign these roles and responsibilities, make sure they are pointed in the direction of your goal. If you're trying to accomplish something, and you have the various tasks that are being given to your team, and these team members are all of different knowledge bases, different motivations, as long as they're pointed in that direction, you're going to be successful. Establish controls. And controls are like monitoring. We need to know when we're finished. The worst thing in the world in business is to go on and on and on and on and on to infinity. There can be a deluge of requirements very easily. I encourage you to build trust. And the way you build trust in a team is you have good communications. You set rules of this is what we expect out of each individual person. If you ask me a question, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to get you that answer. Trust grows with communications. Allows truth, openness, and a willingness to listen. You should provide training to your people on whatever they may need. You need to find that by assessing what skill sets they already have and getting them the training. If it's on communications, enroll them in Toastmasters. Give them some tips, like Nancy did tonight. Very good tips. She didn't even tell you that there's 1,000 speech ideas on our website. But good point. Get them somebody like Nancy that can sit there and coach them on how to speak. You coach them. You've got the skill sets to do that. Maybe they need to have some training on conflict resolution. I know for a fact we've got some lawyers in this club. I would hope they would be able to understand conflict resolution. Maybe they don't know it themselves, but maybe they know somebody they know who knows conflict resolution, correct? Thank you, Sharon. She doesn't charge very much at all, do you? If it's problem solving, people are knowledgeable about solving problems. A lot of the engineers, that's their skill set that they carry to the table. Ask an engineer to come by and talk to your team. Talk to them about how to solve problems. Maybe there's an equation they can work up, not mathematical equation, but an equation of what's the problem, what are the facts, what are the solutions, something like that. Maybe on organizing. Somebody's good at organizing, a good secretary that handles all of our records might be very good at organizing. And you could explain to somebody what organizing requires. How do they get this here and this there, and those things to line up in order that you try to save and keep track of? You've got to train the team. You have to foster communications. Communications should be open, with respect. Your changing role will change as your team improves. The first phase is for forming the team itself, close supervision. The next phase is problem solving, to be a coach. The final stage is to monitor, to track. Recognizing achievements. Team building works. And if you can get a diversified team with diversified people, diversified knowledge, give them a task, monitor the task, you've got to come back with the achievements. And if you do that,